Hey guys, it's me. It's been a while. Um, Had a really strange couple of months. Very unexpected couple of months, I guess, in bad ways and in good ways. Um, I don't know. Today was pretty good. I had a photo lecture and saw my friends. Had a good weekend. It's Monday. So, yeah, I decided that I wanted to do a video. I used to do this all the time back in high school, and I haven't done one, I don't think, since, where I go through my current favorite songs and I share them with you. So I'm feeling a little French today. Hope you guys like. But yeah, let's get started. Also, I don't have Spotify Premium, which is really sucking. But yeah. So I have been listening to, I made this playlist called M&M's, and the first song on it has been, it's a classic. I think we all know it. I'm on Fire, Bruce Springsteen. It just feels like, hey little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire. I just can feel it, you know? I'm on fire. I also think that when I started listening to the song again, because I did listen to this in high school a very little amount. I mean, it came on and stuff. But when I started listening to it again, past month probably, it just really, something about the beat and the and the there's something about it that has nothing to do with what he's saying, but it kind of does. I feel like when he made the song, there was an intention to it that he didn't explicitly say, but I feel like I can feel it. It's just like, through the middle of my house. Let her wake up, let she's soaking wet. And maybe it's because, and this is so corny, but I don't even believe in being corny. I think maybe it's this is a very transition. I've been saying this for 2 years now, but it's true. It's been a very transitional period for me. I mean, I guess life is just one big transitional period, but I'm still grieving things from 2 years ago. In life, in the world, and then things keep adding on to that. And also, I came to a point, I think last year I wasn't processing my life transitioning, and I think I came to a point this year where I was like, wow, I can be a completely new person. I can experience new things. I can give myself, I can make this a good thing. This is a good thing. Put the next song on. This is an old one. This reminds me of high school, sophomore year, or senior year. I listen to this song all the time. It's Alabama Shakes This Feeling. Yeah, I think I came to a point where I was realizing I was free. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, I think, but I don't know. Maybe I was being a little bit reckless, not in any really bad way, just kind of typical 20-year-old way. Maybe I was being a little bit reckless, but I realized I'm alive, I'm free, I have control. And I think sometimes if you lean into that too much, you actually lose the control and it becomes an illusion. But I think that was necessary for me to get to a point where I was okay, I'm on my own. I have my support systems, at least the ones that I have maintained up until now, and I have those, but I don't know, maybe I just can feel myself maturing in a way, and realizing that I've been like I think I've been like in a state of an avoidance of like trying to figure out who I am, and I like put that energy outward so I didn't have to do inward work. And now I'm having to do inward work. Or I don't have to, but like actually I kind of do have to, because my body's almost forcing me in a way. I'm being super like vague, because I don't even really know what I'm saying, but I can feel it. I don't know what I'm saying, but I can feel it. And I just know that there's like some sort of shift. Yeah. There's my ad. But yeah, I mean, this is also an old but good one. It's called When I'm Small, Fantagram. I have a lot of things to look forward to, which is nice. I think that something I want to work on is intentionality. I used to be really, really good at that. I was a very intentional person. At least I thought it was. I think I lost some of that in the midst of just life. And I think when things get hard, I stop being intentional, because it's hard and I want to avoid it, and I turn to distractions, or I turn to like, I think that I have great expectations for myself, and I think that I know how good I can be, and I think I know what my potential is, because I think I've seen it in ways where I know I have. And I think that pressure of what I can be becomes so heavy that I allow myself to almost be like nothing at all. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it's easier to avoid that than to carry the weight of what I can be and then not living up to that. And it's also really difficult. And so, I mean, obviously that's not a good thing, but I'm starting to realize that. And I don't know, a lot has happened in the past 2 years that it makes the past 18 years before that feel like a weekend. And like, I don't know. I think that's why I'm realizing a lot of these things, because I never really had to before. And I didn't have to know myself in these ways because I wasn't put into these specific situations. And so now that I am, you know, I'm just experimenting with different ways of reacting to life. And I don't know. It makes you feel like maybe you don't really know yourself at all. But I think that knowing yourself is I think discovering who you are is kind of a loaded thing. I don't think it's real. I don't think you discover who you are. I think that you build who you are. And I think a lot of people will use like I'm discovering, or I'm waiting to discover who I am, or I'm trying to discover who I am as an excuse to be a bad person, or like not to be a bad person, but as an excuse to not put the work in. And I think that I've definitely fallen into that before. And I don't know, I want to try to build who I want to be instead. And I do like who I am, but it's more of an internal thing, and it's not being expressed outwardly in the work that I create or the things I do. And I think that's hard, because what you do is who you are. So I'm trying to work on that. I don't know. That brings me into art, a conversation about art. Currently taking a photo history class, which is pretty interesting. It's like the first time I've ever taken a history class, and like I still am having so much trouble memorizing dates and things like that. I've never been good at that, but it's the first time where I'm actually like things are connecting in place because I've like had the materiality of it. like, because I've been in the darkroom, I've experienced the process of it, then learning where that process came from has just been an amazing experience, like, truly. Okay, let me put on another song. This is a friend from Bard showed me the song. This is called Half Right. It's actually apparently Elliott Smith had a band I didn't know about, and I just discovered it in the past couple of weeks. But yeah, anyways, so I'm doing View Camera right now, which is 4x5 film. You gotta get under a cape, adjust your bellows, everything like that. For some reason, I'm having a really hard time with exposure, which is interesting because I could make a lot of metaphors about that within my own life. I've been either overexposing all my film or really underexposing it, and getting in that in-between has been really difficult for me. And then when I finally do get it, which this week, it took me a couple of weeks, but I finally got some really, I would say, good exposures. And the subject in it is blurry. And I don't know, just something about that really speaks to where I am. When I was working with 35mm, I also was struggling with exposures, but not quite to this extent. Maybe now I'm just much more aware of it, and maybe I just didn't care back then, because the truth is I do think I'm pretty good at printing, and so I can just spend a couple of extra hours in the darkroom and print almost any of the exposures, and you wouldn't know that they were, well, somebody who's really good at photo would know, but like a normal person wouldn't really know that they were bad exposures. But I just think that's really funny. And as my exposures are getting better, I'm just starting, I don't know, it's just a funny thing. Can connect it to different places in my life. But yeah, 4x5 is insane. Like, insane. Working on the View Camera, seeing the subject, like, it's mirrorless, so, like, literally projected onto this, like, glass that I'm looking through is just kind of crazy. I've been learning about, like, daguerreotypes and, like, collodion wet plate printing, or just negatives, and I think that's something that I'd be really interested in trying or learning to do. I'm doing this workshop soon. I got this scholarship to do a workshop at CPW, which is in Kingston. It's like a weekend thing, and I'm going to be studying for, the weekend with this photographer, and she's going to be teaching me, showing me some new techniques for some self-portrait work, which I think is going to be awesome. I have to figure out how to do that, though, because I actually got into a car crash recently, and so my car is really messed up, and I still haven't brought it in to the shop. And my spring break is in a couple of weeks. So actually, spring break is like the day after that I do this workshop thing. Yeah, so I could go home earlier is what I'm realizing for spring break, but I'll be here. I don't know how I feel about that. Some Bass Victim, and then I'll play one more song. There's so many songs I could play, but I didn't even play Johnny Cash, which is crazy because I've been really into my Johnny Cash recently. But I don't know, that's kind of it. I don't really have much else to say, to be honest with you, so I'll just listen to the song for a second. I don't know if we'll listen to the whole song, but I keep also getting, like, I wonder what, like, I've only lived for 20 years of my life at this point. I have to change the song because it doesn't really match the vibe. But I've only lived 20 years of my life, and I already feel such nostalgia about things. And, like, I get these random crazy flashbacks of life. And, like, recently, it's mostly just flashbacks to the past year or two, because it's the most recent, and just makes sense to me. But, like, I wonder, like, what 80 years of life feels like. Like, the amount of like, it makes so much sense why, like, I think older people are able to just sit for a really long time because there's so much to play through in your head. But also, what if I don't remember any of this? What if I remember nothing? Did it even happen? Obviously it did, but like, what will I forget, you know? It's crazy to think that right now, in this moment, what I'm saying and experiencing and sharing is I'll remember it through this video, but it's like it never happened. The ideas I develop through this will impact me in ways in the future, but you really live for the moment. Corny stuff, bro. But yeah, guys, that's kind of all I have to say. Live and love and do your best and listen to music. A lot of it.